This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. I'm Mark Mazurek. The city of Gary is partnering with faculty at the University of Notre Dame's School of Architecture to revitalize the city's downtown Broadway corridor. Gary has pooled over $10 million from different sources to demolish a series of blighted properties in the city's transit development district. As old buildings are torn down, Gary will work with Notre Dame's Housing and Community Regeneration Initiative to rebuild downtown.
Today, Gary is infamous for loss and disinvestment, but the story of Gary is not finished. Together, we will create a vision and an action plan for the future to provide opportunity, hope, and pride of place. The issues you face in Gary are serious, but they are not unsurmountable.
That's Marianne Cusado, a director of the Notre Dame Architecture Initiative. She said the plan will kick off with 2 public input sessions in early August, and from there, designers will lay out a recommendation for the city over the coming months. City officials hope the corridor between 4th and 19th Avenues sees a mix of single-family homes, workforce housing, and commercial buildings that respect the city's identity and fit within originally planned lots. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett said he is, quote, optimistic about the city's efforts to secure a Major League Soccer expansion club. Hogsett was in Columbus, Ohio this week for the MLS All-Star Game as he meets with several team investors and league executives. That included an exclusive reception on Tuesday evening where Hogsett told the Indianapolis Business Journal reaction to Indianapolis was, quote, very positive. I think it's just another step forward for the city of Indianapolis to do everything within its power to secure an MLS club, end quote. In the coming weeks, the city is expected to receive a completed feasibility study and financial analysis for the Indianapolis downtown heliport site as the location of an MLS stadium. That report would be sent to the state in a request to create a new professional sports development area taxing district. An Evansville-based internet provider is involved in a massive set of acquisitions by T-Mobile. Metronet announced on Wednesday that T-Mobile and New York-based investment firm KKR are acquiring a majority stake in Metronet's parent company. In total, T-Mobile is investing almost $5 billion for an ownership stake and to obtain all of Metronet's current customers. Metronet provides fiber-to-home internet in more than 2 million households across 17 states. As part of the purchase, T-Mobile will take ownership of Metronet's residential retail customers. Metronet has about 2,500 employees, and a spokesperson told Inside Indiana Business that no jobs will be cut in the immediate future. The deal won't become official until next year, pending regulatory approvals. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, we'll dive into each region's unique challenges and distinct opportunities for growth. 9 regions, 1 goal. Indiana's bold future starts here. Discover more and register at ibj.com/engage.
And the Fort Wayne-based hardware company Do It Best has named a new head of its nonprofit arm. Longtime communications manager Randy Rusk was named executive director this week of the Do It Best Foundation, which provides funding to other nonprofits based in Fort Wayne and in other states where the company has warehouses. The full settlement agreement of antitrust lawsuits involving the NCAA and college sports' wealthiest conferences is expected to be filed with the federal court by the end of the week, an attorney for the defendants told the Associated Press. The NCAA and the 5 major conferences agreed in May to the framework of a $2.77 billion settlement of multiple antitrust lawsuits that were challenging limits on college athlete compensation. In addition to paying damages to eligible players, starting in 2025, schools will be allowed to pay their athletes $22 million in total. And that number will only rise as athletic revenues increase for power conference schools. The full settlement will need to be approved by U.S. District Judge Claudia Wilkin. After that, lawyers can begin notifying former and current players how much money they're entitled to from the settlements. Longtime broadcaster Betsy Ross is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Mark Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.